Tonight, we're talking about a company that has changed owners more times than a Premier League football club. And that company is WorldPay. Yes, WorldPay, the payments processor that has been acquired so many times, it should come with emotional baggage and a therapy voucher. WorldPay started life inside Royal Bank of Scotland, which, for those who don't remember 2008, was basically a financial piñata. After the global financial crisis, RBS had to sell everything that wasn't bolted down, and apparently payments was not bolted down. So in 2010, private equity firms Advent International and Bain Capital bought it. And if there is one thing private equity loves, it's a stable business with recurring revenue and the emotional availability of a spreadsheet. They polished it. They scaled it. They IPO'd it in 2015. At this point, WorldPay was thriving, processing online payments globally, riding the e-commerce boom, feeling itself. And then, in 2017, US acquirer Vantiv said, "We'd like that." They bought WorldPay for about $10 billion. $10 billion. Kept the name, because nothing says confidence like buying a company and immediately rebranding yourself as it. But wait, it gets better. In 2019, Fidelity National Information Services, or FIS, looked at WorldPay and thought, you know what this needs? A $43 billion acquisition. $43 billion. That was one of the largest fintech deals in history. At the time, analysts were calling it visionary. Well, they were wrong. Integration turned out to be difficult, because combining legacy banking tech and global e-commerce rails is apparently harder than merging two PowerPoint slides. Fast forward to 2023. FIS said, and I quote in corporate language, "This is no longer aligned with our strategic priorities." That is CEO speak for, this seemed like a good idea at the time. So they sold a majority stake to private equity firm GTCR. Yes, private equity again. WorldPay had officially come full circle. And just when you thought it was safe. In 2024, Global Payments stepped in and said, "We'll take it," for roughly $24 billion, which means in less than a decade, WorldPay went from $10 billion to $43 billion to private equity to $24 billion. That is not a growth curve. That is emotional turbulence. So, what have we learned? Payments is stable. Payments is recurring revenue. Payments is defensive. Unless you are the company being traded like a Premier League striker. WorldPay is not a payments processor. It is a case study in how Wall Street sees infrastructure, not as plumbing, but as property. And somewhere inside Jacksonville, London, Cincinnati, and Atlanta, there is an integration team that hasn't slept since 2017.